UCLA is a university with unlimited possibilities for students that desire world-class academics and research, unmatched diversity, incredible cultural and social opportunities, successful alumni and career networking, first-class campus facilities, plus America's top intercollegiate sports teams. Located in Westwood, just a few miles from the Pacific Ocean, UCLA's 1 square mile campus is surrounded by famous cities such as Bel Air, Beverly Hills, Brentwood, and Santa Monica.
Hi everybody, and welcome to UCLA Bruin Talk. I'm Dave Marcus, very pleased to be back with you, joined by Courtney Casso. We hope you like hoops with a side of greens. We're going to talk basketball and golf on the menu today.
But first, let's take a look at some of the upcoming events in Bruin athletics.
Welcome back to Bruin Talk. Our guests today are seniors on the women's basketball team, and they are about to do something they've never done, hopefully make a deep run in the postseason. We're joined by Allison Taka and Erica Tukiainen. Welcome to Bruin Talk.
Hey, thank you for having us.
Erica, it's your senior season, and the Bruins are really poised to do something you've never experienced. Tell me about the excitement level on the team.
It's both on the court and off the court. We're just excited. We've been working hard, and we've had our ups and downs from the start of the season until now, and we're finally, maturing as a team and getting big wins in and just playing the kind of basketball that we've talked about, Bruin basketball.
Allison, can you feel the momentum building? It was a rocky start for UCLA, but in the last half of the Pac-10 season, you guys were unstoppable.
Yeah, it's been our goal to become more consistent throughout the season, and our coaches always talk about daily improvement, and we've definitely done that, and it's showing on our play. Like we always say that we're such a different team than we were in the preseason, and it's showing.
And you guys are both fourth years, you're both seniors, you've played here 4 years. Coach Nikki Caldwell came midway through your career. So talk to me about, let's start with you, Erica, what has Coach Caldwell brought to the team, and how does she gel with everybody? How are you guys liking her?
Well, right away when she came in, she had a vision for the team, and she established what she wanted. She wanted defense and rebounding, and that's on the court, but off the court, she wanted us to represent the school and, young women, just being out there and playing our best and being the best people we possibly can be. And I think it's been fun. It's been challenging, but through that challenges, I think we've all grown and we've learned a lot about ourselves and what it means to be a champion.
She mentioned how Coach Nikki Caldwell really values how you guys are off the court, and you represent the Bruins as student athletes. So Allison, you talk to me about what's it like being a student athlete off the court, because that role, it doesn't end.
Yeah, school is a big part of being a student athlete. Yeah. You have to be eligible to play, so you have to get good grades, and our coaches are always honest about going to tutoring, getting academic help, and make sure that we have our assignments turned in on time. It's a little hard during season because we miss some classes because of travel schedules, but our coaches are really great at making sure we keep on top of things and that we're doing the best we possibly can.
Allison, you're more than eligible to play. You've been on the honor roll every semester.
Yeah, please, you guys, both of you.
So let's talk about what it takes to excel academically at UCLA.
It's just a matter of putting the time in and really pushing yourself. on the road, you got to stay on top of your books and not slack off. And it's hard, but in the end, it's really satisfying to know that you've competed with great students at the college level at UCLA.
Erica, you're on your way to becoming a doctor. I know on the recent road trip you were working in the business center at 6 a.m. when everybody else was sleeping. You were getting a paper done. What are the demands on a student athlete to get the work done even when you're traveling?
Well, obviously you have to be disciplined, and like Allison said, you have to be driven. You have to have goals, and that's what kind of pushes you forward. You know, it's fun at times because, like Allison said, it's going to reward you in the long term, and I think through that hard work, you're going to set yourself up for a great future and, you know, find happiness and success.
Allison, in your first 2 years, you had a bit of a struggle to get playing time, and you had to work really hard, and you're known, anyone who talks about you knows that your strong work ethic is unparalleled. So tell me how those first 2 years impacted your last 2 years in terms of your work ethic and where you're at right now.
Yeah, the first 2 years was a little hard not being able to get some playing time, but I've always believed that as long as you put forth your best effort and you do everything that you know that you can do in your power, that at least you know that you've gave your best effort, and that's all you really have in your control. And so I just kept working my hardest, and then when Coach Nikki came, she gave me an opportunity to play, and luckily, since I had kept myself ready during those first 2 years, I was ready to step in whenever she needed me to, and it's been so much fun, and I'm really glad to go out on like this note.
Now, are you a self-motivator, or are your coaches, do they play that role? Do you guys get yourself pumped up together as a team? I mean, what do you do?
I naturally it's just a drive that I have, but my teammates and coaches play a big part of helping me get ready, because, you know, when they're cheering you on or encouraging you, it's just a great feeling to know that those people have your back and they're supporting you 100%, and it's really great to have them there.
Nice.
You're both great three-point shooters. Erica, this year, start of the year, and lately, you can't miss. Bruins are always talked about as a team that relies on defense and rebounding, but the big three is a big part of the arsenal. What kind of pressure does that put on you, knowing that you got the key shots out there?
Well, I don't really take it as pressure because, I mean, the whole idea is that, you know, we have great inside presence with Jasmine and Markel and Monique Alexander, and, you know, defense collapses on them. I'm outside. Allison's ready to shoot. Rebecca's ready to shoot. And the more versatile you are as a team, the harder it is to you know, defend us. And I think that's the most important thing, that I just got to do whatever I need the team for me to do.
As you look to the future, I know from talking to your mom that a lot of the coaches in Finland are actually listening to and watching your games on UCLABruins.com, kind of keeping an eye on you for the Finnish national team. You have Finnish heritage, and you could play for Finland. Is that in your thoughts?
Yeah, I think for this summer I'm planning on playing with the Finnish national team. I'm excited. Obviously, I'm focusing right now with the UCLA team, but you know, afterwards it'll be fun to go back to Finland and see my friends, the girls I used to play with when I was 12 years old. I get to see them again. So those are my future plans.
Allison, I'm sorry, we can't put you on the Finnish national team. What are your plans for basketball after this season is over?
Right now I'm applying to a couple of grad programs to go into school counseling, and I hope to get accepted to one and attend grad school next year.
I think you'll be okay. I think she'll be fine.
Now, one of the things, I mentioned the recent road trip to Oregon. I have the pleasure of doing your games on radio, and one of the oddest moments I've seen probably in the 4 years you've been there, the two of you were trying to trash talk each other on the bus. I've really never seen anything quite so lame as the two nicest people on the team trash talking each other. Is it difficult to try to give it to one of your good friends?
No, it's not. It's fun. It kind of, you know, we're very serious and disciplined, and it's always being focused. So it's kind of fun to joke around a little bit. And I think trips are the best part because a lot of different personalities come out, and we just have fun. You know, kind of have that sisterhood feeling and being able to bond.
Tell us about your summer. You had a very interesting summer, which you chronicled in a blog on UCLABruins.com.
I went to Paris for a study abroad for 6 weeks. And it was absolutely a blast. I learned a lot. It was an eye-opening experience to be in a different culture and be immersed in it. And not to mention, it was challenging to try to stay in shape while my teammates are here working out and doing conditioning while I'm eating bread, and try to get in the gym and, you know, shoot around Eiffel Tower. So it was fun.
And Allison, you were helping out back here with the blog.
Oh yeah, this summer I was able to work in our sports info department with Liza David, our sports info director, and we thought it'd be fun to chronicle Erica as she was out having fun while we were over here slaving away with weights and conditioning.
Hey, I was working out too.
But it was fun, and I mean, for the rest of our team to see what she's doing, talk to her through her blog, and just see pictures of her in Paris was a great way for us to keep in touch with her.
Since 2006, the Bruins have been on the outside looking in. You've got the Pac-10 tournament coming up. You're a second seed, solid second place finish in the Pac-10. What about the prospects of actually getting to the big dance this year?
We are so excited. We've been in this position in a while, and first we want to win the Pac-10, and regardless of what we do, we hope we can get into the tournament, and we don't know what to expect. No one's been there except for the coaches, and the coaches have been hyping us up for it, telling us that we got to work for it. That's so great to get there, and we're just really excited.
Aside from the moment that's going to happen when you guys win the national championship this year, you have a lot of moments to draw from. You've been here 4 years. Pick 1 or 2 moments that you can tell us that's going to stick with you forever about being a Bruin athlete.
Basketball-wise, when we beat SC last year and this year,
That's always a good feeling,
that was
isn't it?
great. The atmosphere in the gym was amazing. Our team was so pumped up for that game, and we were so intense in practice the week before it, and that feeling of beating them at the end was just amazing, especially since it was SC.
Yeah.
And then off the court, like Erica was saying earlier, road trips, like in the bus, having people going crazy, just hanging around with our teammates in a non-basketball setting and just having their personalities come out. I will always remember that these girls are so amazing and funny, and I can never stop laughing when I'm around them.
All right, so you give us a moment off the court, because being an athlete here is so much more. I mean, you're really part of a family, and you guys bond a lot off the court. I'm sure there's some really funny moments, so give us some PC moments that...
We've had some, like last year after our victory against Cal, coaches came in, the music went on, all the coaches started dancing. We saw Tony
They got some dancing skills?
some amazing skills, some things that probably should never be seen on a camera. But I think that because our coaches are so serious and they demand so much from us, but at the same time we kind of have that bond where we can have fun. And that's what, makes basketball so much fun, are those experiences.
You are 2 of the 3 seniors on the team. Just talk a minute about Monique Alexander, who is one of your classmates. What's it been like playing with Big Mo?
Well, she has a big heart, definitely. I mean, she's worked her way up to, this year to, make an impact, to be a big post presence inside. And, I think off the court, she's one of the funniest girls on the team. She just
Not much personality, right?
No, she's just, she's such a wonderful teammate, and she really cares and wants to make sure that whatever she can do for us, she's there for us.
Well, the Bruins, under second-year head coach Nikki Caldwell, recently featured in USA Today, a team on the rise, and 2 of the key components, the seniors Allison Taka, Erica Tukiainen. Thanks for joining us on Bruin Talk.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you
us.
guys for being here.
And we'll be right back with more Bruin Talk right after this public service announcement.
A trophy can be made just about anywhere. But there's one place where champions are made. UCLA, champions made here.
Welcome back to Bruin Talk. I'm Courtney Casso alongside Dave Marcus. And before we get to our next guest, we have our Athlete of the Week, Andrea Remynse from the women's tennis team. We honor Andrea Remynse of women's tennis as our Student Athlete of the Week. In a recent meet with third-ranked California, Andrea managed to regain power to bring both individual and team victory to the Bruins. Things didn't look good for the Bruins as the Bears had already racked up several victories in both doubles and singles. But attention turned to Andrea's court as she attempted to serve her way out of a battle with Mari Anderson. Andrea lost the first set, but continued to push on and fought her way through 2 break points to clinch the victory with final scores of 4-6, 6-4, 6-4. Andrea's match also decided team victory in favor of the Bruins. The triumph was of deep personal meaning for both Andrea and the team, as it avenges last season's dramatic loss to California. This win highlights the team's ability to perform under pressure and rally from behind. Congratulations, Andrea, and good luck to the rest of the women's tennis team. If you want additional information about the UCLA Athletics program, please check out our website at www.uclabruins.com.
You talk about performing under pressure. There's no pressure like standing over that putt on the 72nd hole of a tournament. You got a 10-footer for birdie. There are no timeouts. Alex Kim's been there. Alex, a sophomore on the UCLA golf team. Tell us about the situation you were in the Bruins opening match this year.
Well, we knew it was a tight battle with Washington, and me and Pedro, we were playing together, coming down our last hole. Hit a good drive. It was a par 5. Hit a good drive. Hit my second shot just short of the green. And my coach told me, hey, we're going to need this one. And I hit it to about 7-8 feet. And it was a pretty straight putt and just knocked it in. I mean, it was nice having all my teammates there cheering me on. And it was, I mean, it's something I'll never forget.
Now, you were at Pelican Hill. The speed of the greens is about the same as the speed of this table. You really had to hit the right pace on that.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty nervous on that putt. But before I got up there to putt it, I gave myself a little pep talk. Told myself, this is what you practice for, this is what you live for, have the putt to win the tournament for your team. So, I felt a lot better after giving myself a pep talk, and I just got over my putt and just knocked it in.
You're a sophomore. You played at Sunny Hills High out in
Yes.
Fullerton, Southern California product, born in South Korea. When you get into college and you're playing golf, you're on a team. And golf is a sport that's primarily individual.
Right.
What's the biggest difference between being a team player and playing golf on your own against the rest of the field?
I mean, even though it is a team sport, we usually play by ourselves. There's a few tournaments where you play with a teammate, like we did at Pelican Hill, but usually we play by ourselves. So it's still more of an individual sport, but it's more like practice where we push each other and try to make our teammates better. During practice, push yourself to become better and have games within our team. So I think that's just more of the team aspect.
You guys have a new assistant coach this year, Ryan Resez, in his first year. He seems to work really well with head coach Derek Freeman. What does he bring to the coaching staff, and how does he work with Coach Freeman's style?
Coach Ryan's great. I mean, he's really intense. Main thing about him is that he pushes us to be better. He's always on us and trying to always make us better, not just on the golf course, but off the golf course, academics, in life. So he's just always there to talk to, and he's just always pushing us to become a better person.
We talk a lot with student athletes. Yes, you're a golfer, but in college, you're a student, and a student first, especially to a lot of our coaches. So how do you balance that, your athletics and your academics?
It's really tough. I mean, especially with the schedule that we have. I mean, we get up really early and practice for about 3-4 hours. Golf is something, when we play around, it takes 4 hours. So, we do our best, go to tutoring sessions, go to class, make sure every free time we have, we're studying. So,
We mentioned you're a sophomore. You've got 4 freshmen on the team. What does it feel like being one of the older guys all of a sudden?
Yeah, I mean, we have 4 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and 1 junior. So, I mean, I was in their boat last year, and, we're a young team. People say we're a young team. We're too young to be good, but, I mean, our freshmen are great. They work hard. They're great players. So, I think being young just helps us because we're going to be good for the next 2-3 years.
Going to school in Westwood, you get to play on some of the most outrageous golf courses in the country, but you also get a chance to practice on campus. That was a big addition to UCLA a few years ago, the on-campus practice facility. How great is that to be able to actually play without having to travel somewhere?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, especially if we have an hour between classes or something like that, we just go out there, hit a few chips and putts, just instead of doing nothing, we get to actually be productive and make that hour we have between class productive.
You guys travel a lot. You started out this season in Hawaii, which is a very tropical climate, very different from Southern California. Does the environment play a factor in how you guys play and mentally prepare?
Yeah, I mean, I've never been to Hawaii. I've never played in Hawaii. The grass is different there.
Very different. They have that crab grass
yeah,
a lot in
very
Hawaii,
different.
don't they?
So
yeah.
it's tough to read. and it got really windy. I mean, I've never played in conditions that windy before. It was blowing constantly 30 miles. So, I mean, it's tough to practice because in Westwood, I mean, we get perfect weather all the time.
Right.
So it's hard to practice for the windy conditions or whatnot. But, you know, coaches do a good job of, you know, making us hit different shots, even though it's not windy. So that helped us.
We mentioned that you were born in South Korea, moved here when you were 8 years old. Is golf a big sport in South Korea?
Yeah, I mean, ever since Seri Pa came to the United States and won, I think, 2 U.S. Opens, now KJ Choi, Anthony Kim, I mean, it's gotten really big in the last, I say, 10 years. You go there now, a lot of kids are playing golf. Just they don't go to school, they just practice golf, that's what it is. So it's really big.
Before we went on the air, I was joking with you. I said, I just hope I don't call you Anthony Kim. You're not related to Anthony Kim. But you got a funny story in that regard. Tell us what happened.
Last year at regionals, my scorekeeper on the 3rd hole, I believe, came up to me and said, "Hey, how's your brother Anthony doing?" And I was like, "Excuse me, I don't have a brother." And he was like, "Well, he was here 3 months ago for the Ryder Cup. They had the Ryder Cup at a course really close to where we played," and said, "This guy that's been telling everyone that you're Anthony Kim's younger brother." And I was like, "No, I wish he was my brother, but."
Do you ever think about the impact that you're having on a generation of young golfers in South Korea? They follow the Bruins on UCLABruins.com, kind of a role model from across the sea.
Yeah, I mean, UCLA is a huge college, and everybody wants to play golf for UCLA. So I'm just really blessed to be here and play golf for UCLA.
And you guys started the season ranked 15th, now you're at 11th, and you've still got a little bit of your season left. So who are you looking forward to competing against as your season draws close?
Of course, the top schools like Oklahoma State, Stanford, Washington, they're the top 3 schools that are really good. And we just beat Washington at Pelican Hill. In our last tournament, we didn't play well, but we finished 9th. And I think we just got to get it all together. I mean, our freshmen are good. We just have to all put it together. I think a couple of us play well in tournaments, and a couple of us don't play well. And so I think if we all get it together, I mean, within time, I think we'll be great.
And you mentioned 2 of the top 3 teams, Washington and Stanford. Those are Pac-10 schools, so you guys are in a really strong conference. And how does that help you guys as you play such great competitors in conference?
Yeah, I mean, Pac-10 is really stacked this year. The tournament we just got back from, Oregon ended up winning by 16. They blew out the field. So, I mean, and we see them a lot. Oregon, Arizona State, Oregon State, they're all great teams. So I think just playing with good teams just make you become better.
At least this year you've had a chance to practice playing on conditions that might be a little muddy. A lot of times Bruin teams practice and it's so perfect here, then you go up and play in Seattle and it's 2 feet of mud. Right. You've had a chance to play in some wet conditions this year.
Yeah, it's been raining a lot. It's been weird, but yeah, I mean, in the rain we go out to Bel Air and put our rain gears on, which is unusual for us, but we try to do the best we can to prepare. So we kind of take the weather for granted. So
we talk a lot with student athletes about the demands of being a student and an athlete. And in golf, you mentioned the rounds are 4 hours, the practice time is interminable. How do you balance your classwork and your coursework?
Try to do the best you can. I mean, it's really tough. Like I said, when we have free time, we're usually practicing or getting our schoolwork done. But having teammates, we study together at a little facility called the GIF over there by the IM field. So we just try to do the best we can.
What advice would you give to young golfers that are watching our show and thinking about perhaps college golf in their future? What advice on working on their game or working on other aspects would you give to them?
I would say just have fun. Golf is just a game. I think sometimes we get too serious. Like yesterday when I was playing, I mean, I was struggling yesterday, but I told myself, hey, at the end of the day, it's just golf.
Well, I just missed a hole-in-one the other day by 3 shots, so I know what you mean. What do you see as your future? You want to go on and play professionally on the PGA Tour?
Yeah, that's definitely my goal, to play on the PGA Tour, but first I want to graduate from UCLA. I mean, having a degree from UCLA, there's nothing more you can say to that.
It is pretty good. Golf is from the outsider's perspective, it seems like a very calm sport, but it's got a really intense underlying sense of competition. So it's not as outwardly expressive. What do you do to get pumped up? It's a little different than I imagine walking into a basketball game with the crowd.
Right.
What do you do to get pumped up for a match?
Me and my teammate Pedro, we actually listen to to some music before we get to the golf
What
course.
do you listen to?
We're listening to David Guetta,
Uh-huh.
and his beats just really upbeat, and it just really fires us up. And that's what we did the last couple of days, and it got us going, blood pumping. So that's what I do.
Because it's such a mental sport. It's
Right.
such a huge part of it mentally. So, for example, you talk about being in Hawaii and those wins. How do you keep that mental focus together despite what's going on around you?
I mean, you really have to be patient out on the golf course.
Patience.
I mean, you could hit one bad shot, but it's just how you recover and just stay patient. I mean, it's, like I said, college golf takes about 6 rounds, and we're out there for a long time. So we really have to be patient, take one shot at a time, and do the best we can.
John Wooden, when he was coaching the Bruin basketball team, used to say that sports don't create character, they reveal it. You learn a lot about yourself in the course of a round, don't you?
You do. You definitely do. I'm really impatient in life. I mean, I just want to move around, do things really fast, but golf has definitely made me more patient. And, golf is also an honest sport. You keep your own score pretty much. And, so it's taught me to be honest, even though, like, other people might not catch a penalty on you. A lot of people call penalties on themselves. That's just being honest. That's just how golf works. So,
A lot of the virtues of being an honest player and a good student athlete and a bright future ahead of him. Alex, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Alex.
And thank you for joining us on UCLA Bruin Talk. We'll be back next time with another show. Until then, so long. For Courtney Costo, I'm Dave Marcus. See you later.